Hello and welcome to summer preparation. Let's turn that down. Let's get some sounds of the summer on. Welcome to the beach. Hang on, here we go. Listen to those waves crashing. All right, so summer is fast approaching. You guys are obviously finishing teaching. We don't have any exams. We don't have anything due in after Easter. So the whole idea is that you guys go out and you get experience working with children, all building you towards your PGCE. So whether it's working, coaching and brownies or sports clubs, schools, or even volunteering internationally, you should definitely use this time. It's been designed so you use the summer term to build your CV. Really, really important that you do that. If you're not working in schools, definitely start thinking about Twitter, social media, and we'll talk about that now. All right, so the first thing is really thinking about using this time for work experience. There's loads of on-campus opportunities, so definitely check your emails. Really exciting projects going ahead now. COVID is hopefully coming to an end. A lot of restrictions have been eased. We've got some exciting projects. We're going to be building some with children. We're going to be building around the forest. We need students to help with that. We're going to be working with a bee project. So we've got the beehives. Again, we need students for May and June to be involved with that. I'm going to be running some yoga, health and wellbeing sessions with children. Some children are visiting here, and I'm going to go into schools as well. Again, it'd be a really good opportunity for you to come along to that. The only way you'll know about these opportunities is to check your emails. So now you're finishing in, end of April. Don't just switch off now and just don't come back until the end of September. You've got to keep checking your emails. And again, there's loads of different experiences that you can sign up for. Okay. You can obviously get paid as well. So if you register with a teaching agency, I know loads of you are already doing this. Teaching agencies, they never used to employ our students. It used to be only qualified students that they'd employ. They're definitely employing loads of our students, and they've done that for a number of years now, which is really good. I'd recommend academics and intro teach. I'll send you this presentation as well, so you've got it. Andrew, who runs Intro Teach, has done a bit of a video there to help you with, navigating teaching agencies, how you register, and at the end, then you can register with them. But obviously, I know a number of you are going home to England or wherever you're from, so you may not want to register with Welsh agencies, but definitely register as many agencies as you can. Agencies will tell you you only need to register with them. That's not the case. The more agencies that you can register with, the more your name's to get out there. So definitely, the day rates are really good at the moment, especially with number of staff being off. So, definitely try and get some experience. And if you can get paid for it as well, that's brilliant. Okay, let's stop Andrew there. There are loads of online courses which are free as well. So I've mentioned this in sessions. You could get during this time, you could do your Apple Educator, you could do your Google Educator. These are all badges that you can add to your CV and which will look really good when you apply for PGC. And definitely if you're looking to become a teacher, then it'll be on your CV. So you can become a Google Educator. And as a Cardiff Met student, obviously we use Microsoft extensively. You have OneDrives. I definitely recommend doing your Microsoft certificates as well. You can become a Microsoft teacher. Again, these look really, really good on the CV. So take some time. It takes usually, a good few sessions to get these done. So use the time to get those done. There's loads of free CPD, so professional development. Future Learn offers free courses and things you could pay for. I wouldn't pay for any of it. A lot of these are free, which are here. Also, a number of you have said, especially in year one, that you're struggling with referencing. There's loads of guides. There's loads of guides that our library run. There's some guides here, so take the time. Obviously, referencing is something that's really important as you move up a level now. So it's really important that you'd be kicking yourself if you're not getting full marks for referencing. And also, in terms of improving your writing at higher education, as you see the importance now in terms of your marks of writing and writing academically and being critical. There are loads of courses that you can do just to help level you up for next year. Reading's going to be a massive one. Obviously, take the time to enjoy your summer, but some of you are moving on to do your dissertation. Dissertation's in year 3, but obviously if you're moving into year 2, you need to start thinking about what you want to do for your dissertation. So it's worth thinking about what are you interested in. Have there been any modules that you've really liked, or certain areas, assessment, digital stuff, outdoors, might be a certain area, ADHD or whatever. But it's really important that you start to think about and then start to read around those subjects. Even if you start in year 2, definitely if you start in year 3. Obviously reading about the curriculum, whether you're in year 2 or you're in year 3, the new Welsh curriculum is really important. You get your head around that, thinking about what are the what matters statements. Not that you have to know them off by heart, but you should know what they are, and maybe getting some context and reading the Successful Futures report to see how we got to the Welsh curriculum. If you're thinking about PGCE, there's loads of videos which are on PES TV. If you hadn't had a look at PES TV, it's our course YouTube page. There's a load of videos there which have been created by students or past graduates and staff as well. So PGCE staff, I've interviewed those. There's a really good interview there about tips from the heads of PGCE of what you could include in your application. Then we've got, again, one of the strategic leads talking about, how do you apply for PGCE, what it involves, how you become a teacher. And then there's a really nice video there with one of our graduates who talks about how they applied and their whole experience. So they're all there for you to see on PES TV. Oh, let's move on. Okay. Employability is really important as well. So keeping an eye on, what you want to do after this. Definitely meet with careers. So I know I've mentioned to you enough about meeting Mel. Some of you might not have had any time in the term to do that. Go and meet with Mel. She's our careers officer for education. She'll have more time in the summer. You can meet them online. You can meet her online or on campus. She's brilliant. Even if you want to start to think about what placement you want to do in year 2, even if you want to start thinking about, is PGCE for me or not? So just meet with Mel. They also do some really good courses. So writing a CV, writing applications, even interviews as well. Some of you might be applying for jobs, just, summer work, and you need to do an interview for it. Mel can help you with the interviews. She's awesome. There's also, I've got their virtual volunteering, because still volunteering, the sector has been hit by COVID. So there's not loads of opportunities. Usually at this time we'd be saying there's loads of international opportunities to work in Spain. Our students have worked in Spain, they've worked in Africa, they've worked across the world. Keep an eye, because some of these are being released. Look at websites such as British Council. What's more popular is virtual volunteering. So if you go onto MetHub, is a great place to start, and then you can see what's available. But again, you could volunteer. A lot of these opportunities are free to do, and you don't have to pay anything. And if there are any international opportunities, usually they are subsidised, or they're quite cheap to get involved with. So have a look through there. Definitely take this time to meet with your personal tutor. A lot of students just think that we're off now as well. We're just maxing and relaxing on the beach. That's sadly not the case. It's usually through the summer we're quite busy doing our own research, marking, obviously preparing for next year. But definitely meet with your personal tutor. Our timetables are obviously a lot more free because we're not teaching. Speak to your personal tutor about targets for next year. Talk to them about your dissertation. Talk to them about, I don't know what to do about PGCE. Definitely really important that you do, because your personal tutors will be doing your references for PGCE, or when you finish, they'll be doing your references as well. So if you haven't met your personal tutors, it's really important that you build that relationship over the 3 years. They do your references. So take the time, even if it's just an online meeting, meet with them. It's really important you do that. Important things like learning a skill. You've got a lot of time off, obviously. Things like learning Makaton. Again, it's just thinking about, if you want to become a teacher, learning things like Makaton, sign language. You don't have to do this, but use and maximize the time. You've got the time to do it. Social media, as I've said, really, really important that I think that you develop a social media presence in terms of Twitter or LinkedIn. And again, look to build networks. look to see, keep up to date. I tend to keep it up to date with a lot of educational news through LinkedIn and through Twitter. So you could do that over the summer. If you're looking to find out more about professional social media accounts on PES TV, I've created a short video about why you should set one up and how you can, and there's some guides which are there. You could also just follow our page, and you could see who we're following, see how we use it as well. In terms of the next academic year then, if you click on this link, it'll take you through and it'll show you when we're coming back. It's got all the different breaks that we've got here. So this is from 22 to 23. So have a look with that and have a look to familiarise yourself with how the term is looking. Really important as well, you follow this, because obviously you're moving up a level. So this shows you how the assessment will change. Obviously from level 4, which is year 1, to level 5, which is year 2, and obviously going up to year 3 as well, level 6. So in here, not that you have to learn this off by heart or anything, but it gives you a flavour of what band descriptors are like in level 4 and then what they're like in level 5. So you could start to think about, right, okay, what will get me a first in level 5? What will actually not get me through, which is a fail? So this is a really important document that you definitely have a look at, especially as we get closer towards the term in September. So in terms of your term, so in terms of level 5 then, these are your modules. You can go through these in your own time, but just to give you a bit of a flavour, the year starts with community holistic approaches in education. You've got education and equality, developing your research skills, where you start to think about your dissertation and you'll start to make a research proposal. You've got areas of learning and experience. I can talk about this one because my module will be looking there. We work with a school in Rwanda and we'll also be doing yoga with schools. Developing your research skills part 2, which again will help to set you up for doing your dissertation in year 3. And then you've got areas of learning and experience 2 with Dullen, and there's some really exciting opportunities to go and visit the reservoir. And again, building on what you've learned in areas of learning 1 and 2. Then we come to level 6, which is year 3. You start with global and comparative with Paul. You've got the future of education. You start to think about the future, what is potentially possible with education. We also navigate alternative approaches in education, professional practice and well-being. And what, as you'll see, a large chunk of the year is taken up by your independent project, which is your dissertation. So year 3 is heavily focused on your dissertation. So it is different to what you're expecting. We will still have the blocks, but at the same time, you'll be given a dissertation supervisor, and throughout the year, weekly or bi-weekly, you'll be meeting with your dissertation supervisor and you'll be working through your dissertation. So starting with your lit review, then you'll be working towards your data collection in schools or wherever you're going to collect data, and then thinking about how you're going to analyze that. So again, definitely worth speaking to your personal tutor, book a meeting with them, and they can talk to you about the structure of the year and things. All right, other things that I would suggest. I know some of you are really interested in sport, so you could get things like your WRU if you're thinking about rugby or football, FA badges, netball. Use the time. You're never going to have this time again to go and get some qualifications. Keep an eye on educational news. Podcasts are really good just to have a deep dive into a subject. Definitely keep an eye on MetHub. There's loads of volunteering opportunities. There's also loads of on-campus opportunities. So here on our NIAC, so the International Athletics Arena, loads of schools come here to do their sports day. Traditionally, our students always supported that. Obviously, with COVID, things have changed. These will be advertised on MetHub. Usually they're paid as well, so definitely keep an eye on MetHub for an opportunity that come up. Again, you might want to start thinking about, I know some of you have emailed me about your maths GCSE. You don't have your maths or your English. So again, doing some research into what colleges will do maths. And again, booking some time with Mel to identify, do you need to sit that, and learning a bit about equivalency tests as well. Obviously, it's been a really, really hard year for everyone. take some time. Obviously, find yourself on a beach. Take some time out. It's really important that you have that break from studies, so you come back refreshed when we start again. So we will be starting again towards the end of September. You'll have reinduction. You'll have emails about that, so make sure you check your emails in September. But again, recharge, refresh. Have a great summer. There's a short video there on what we get up to over the summer as lecturers. Have an awesome summer. Really enjoyed working with you this year. From all the team, happy summer.